What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh and I am just your average Joe day trader. Well, you can see pretty clearly this is not my normal setup. I am not in the studio. I do not have the office setting. I do not have all of my equipment that I normally use. I am screen recording on my MacBook, which is actually working pretty good right now. And so listen, when we are away and out of town, we use what we have available to us. And I am actually at corporate meetings today through Thursday. And so didn't want to miss an opportunity to continue to make videos like I do every single day and share a little bit about the market. I could not leave you all hanging and not share with you about my experience with my SoFi calls. As you know from watching previous videos, I am a retail day trader, a swing trader, an investor, but not really the options trader. Options scare me significantly. Once they expire, they go to zero, and you literally either have sold out of them and taken a loss, or you've lost them completely and you don't have anything to show from it. So I don't love options, but I will tell you I'm learning. I've got a group of great individuals that are coaching me and teaching me and showing me how to do options plays. And so I, with a few other guys, made the decision to get into SoFi. I felt very strongly about SoFi. Very good company, and wanted to basically buy some calls because I thought for sure 100% they were going to run up today. And well, boy, was I very wrong initially. But and I even joked with the Discord and said, hey, you're all going to have to basically hear me whine and complain on my video tonight about my options trading journey and how I pretty much lost all my money in options today. But not true. Not true. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. I want to share several other things with you. Talk a little bit about the market. So first thing is unbelievable. Look at this. The S&P 500, another new all-time high. Now, you should almost be cautious and be a little bit concerned about the fact that we continue to make these new all-time highs. So when the S&P 500 literally bottomed out, dropped out, we had like those two solid days. I think it was a Thursday and a Friday. It was nothing but red. I mean, it was the Red Sea. We lost a lot of momentum in the S&P 500 and a lot of the stocks that we trade in daily. But truth be told, we've been back on a run. And the S&P 500 has had this beautiful rally back up, gap up on Sunday. We ran up yesterday, Monday, really good day. And then today even, we also ran a beautiful day up and a little bit of a pullback in the morning, but nice solid run up to this new all-time high, 68.90. And I mean, that's just unbelievable that we continue to post new all-time highs for the S&P 500. I will tell you, along with many other YouTubers, many other investors, I will tell you that I do believe that the S&P 500 will hit 700. We will get to 700. I don't think there's going to be that long to wait for it. I think it's going to pump with the tech earnings that are coming out each week through October, and we'll pump to 700. But then I think the market's going to want to breathe, and it's going to want to pull back. So just be cautious, be careful, manage your investments, make sure you're managing your money. And just be careful. Nothing else I can say about that, but be careful. But 688.40 in the overnight, unbelievable. Look at this. It's almost back to this new all-time high, 688.90 in the overnight, 688.40. And this is going to run 24 hours, and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning when we wake up. But pretty darn incredible. So let me tell you real quick about my APLD story. So I got into APLD here on probably the 23rd, and I day traded it. And I remember getting into it here somewhere about, $30. And I did ride this one up to the 33, about $33. And I sold it, took profit on it, got out. Next day, I bought it on this bottom out somewhere around, let's see. Yep, I bought it somewhere about 35.20 something. I bought this one somewhere here on this candle at around 34.50, let's say. And I ran this one up to about 35, sold it, got out, took profit. I day trade APLD every day. And then this was a Friday. Then we had Sunday into Monday, nice gap up, okay? And I got back into this one, close of market on Friday, and I got in somewhere, it was about 33.77. Somewhere in here I got in around 33.77. And I let it run into the overnight, into the post market for Friday, to have a good position on it low down here, knowing that I would have a good uptick, Sunday into Monday. Well, sure enough, Sunday, right, 33.77. This opened up, kicked all the way to 34.80, already in profit, but I didn't sell it because what I was waiting on was an opportunity for it to get back to at least $36. That was my sell target. That was basically a resistance levels for me, 35.85 and 36.28. So I knew if I can get it to 36 somewhere in there, that I would have potentially a rejection and a drop back down. And I stayed in it, and I did not sell it for any type of profit on that day. I let it run on Monday. Well, today, nice pre-market. Okay, make sure that's on auto. Nice pre-market, just kind of ran steady across itself, showed that it was holding, in that $33, $34 range. And remember, I'm in at 33.77, and I said, well, if I can get this to hit my $36 target, I'm going to sell out at $36. Pretty much was watching this happen all morning long. Beautiful candles running up. So I adjusted my sell price to $36.50 because, again, remember, I wanted it to break this 36.28, all right, resistance level, which it did. And I put it at $36.50, and I sold it at $36.50. And I made $1,251.92 on that, from the $33.77 to the $36.50. And look, it kept going. It went all the way to $37.17, right? It could have gotten another, $200 to $400 out of that. But not unhappy, saw profit, took profit, solid run day. And then look what it did after that. Even though it came down here, went back up a little bit, it spent the rest of the day on a down. So now, here we are with this candle. And this green candle right here is red candle, $34.95 to a high of $35.09. And it is already on a little bit of an up run. But I am waiting to see if by tomorrow morning it's pulled back down some more, and I'll buy in again. And I'll let it run up again. APLD is one of those stocks that I trust it. I track it, trend it. I love APLD. It doesn't, every now and then it'll pull back, and I've got to swing it into the next day. But for the most part, I can open and close a trade on APLD every single day and take a profit. And so APLD is pretty awesome, and I just wanted you to put it on your radar. Okay, and if you're interested in charting it for yourself, then right now we're right here at this $34.81 support level, which you can see it did bounce, used it as resistance, then used it as support, and then it cranked up. So you can keep that in mind, 34.81. The next one's 35.85, and then 36.28. And then we've got some levels above that too, but we don't need those now. 37.17 would be your new break high. We want to basically fill this candle all the way through the wick to show it would pump past it. But you also have 33.97 down here as a level of support. So if you want to go ahead and chart those on yours, please do. APLD is an amazing stock. And you could also flip over and go, if you are brave and you trust it like I do, then you can do what I do, which is go to APLX, which is their 2X long daily ETF. And this is a little bit more expensive, where you can get APLD for about $30-something. This is $127.64 at close, sitting at $130.98 in the aftermarket. Pretty expensive, but you can look here at the difference. You see, you get into this one right here, opens up at $123.68 and ran all day all the way up to $147. So you're talking, $15 per share, okay? $15 per share better than today. APLD ran up about $3 per share. You could play this and get it up about $15 a share, but you got to have the account for it. So anyway, take a look at it, chart it, sharing that one with you. The other one I wanted to share with you, I've got a couple things I want to share with you. Let's first talk about my SoFi, and then I'm going to leave you with 3 stocks that I want you to put on your watch list and take a look at. Well, let's talk about SoFi. So, you all know, if you watch my videos, I'm not an options trader. I say it in our Discord all the time, and the guys and gals in the Discord always make fun of me. Go, oh, Josh, you always say you're not an options trader, but you're providing us with an options trading hot list every day. You're telling us which trades to get into in those options. It's not financial advice. It's sharing what I'm learning, and it's sharing a lot of what's being given to me. And so, yeah, I'm sharing some really good plays, and I've had several of the Discord folks say they're making money. So I'm going to continue to post them. If you're making money, that's the goal, to be an investor or trader and make money. So I love SoFi. I have been day trading SoFi. I'm a long-term investor in SoFi. SoFi had been a little bit untouchable for a while. I was trying to get it back down around the $23 to $24 range so I could buy back in more of a hold for my long-term position, and I couldn't get it there. All right, so SoFi had earnings this morning, and I decided, even though, and right now he's going to laugh, Ravi, thank you very much, Kai, who did the Condor on SoFi today, and I think made 30%, he said, but we're telling me to buy puts, don't buy calls, buy puts, right? And I'm thinking, like, I don't know why I would buy puts. I'm going to buy calls because SoFi is performing extremely well. They have a lot of new products, in their lineup for the next generation of bankers, for individuals that are getting loans and all kinds. I mean, like, how could they lose, right? How could they lose? So what's crazy is I bought 4 calls, $30 strike price. Okay, cost me about almost $800. It was $1.86 each, so there you go. Four contracts. So $1.86 each. I think it was about $700 something. And I was good to go. I got my 4 calls, and my 4 contracts. I'm ready to go. Well, this morning the market's looking awesome for SoFi. You can see right here that the day before, nice post-market run, sort of hung tight through the 24-hour market. Nice upward momentum in the pre-market. And then they announced earnings. They actually announced earnings right here, okay? Here's the earnings announcement here, and look what it did. It dropped all the way down here. So now I have to be worried because in this earnings report, which, by the way, they met every expectation. They had amazing, amazing results. I mean, more than considerably met their expectation for earnings per share, for growth, for everything, okay? But somebody didn't like it, and so we got this monster red candle. Pushed all the way down to a low of $29.41. And then one of the individuals that I trade with daily said, Josh, you know what that means, right? That means that now the potential is that the stock could basically drop because it gave us a directional that this is where it wants to go. Even though it pushed all the way back up here and it was still consistent with where it was through the entire, overnight and early pre-market, it still showed itself. So now I'm panicking, right? Because I'm I'm totally new to this. I'm panicking. And I'm thinking like, okay, Lord, let this open up. Let this crank. Let's go. This is in your hands. I leave it in your hands, okay? And sure enough, look exactly what happened. Market opened, 9:30 bell, and it dumped. And it went almost as low as the bottom of this candle here, the wick. It did, in fact, go lower because this green, you could pretty much call this a dragonfly. It hit all the way down here to the bottom, lower than where it pumped in the morning. And then even though the buyers tried to push it back up, which I was like, oh yeah, here we go. We got some green candle. Let's go. And this is a 15-minute, right? If we go to the 30-minute and show this to you, I'm like, yeah, let's go. No, it stayed red. All right. And it didn't win. So it went back to red. And it continued on this downward cycle all the way to 28.80. And what this did for me in my options, starting at $1.86, it took me down literally to less than 50. It was down to like 0.49. And I was devastated. I was looking at my account. If I wanted to cash it out and take the loss, it was like $700. And I'm like, oh, this is why I don't do options. This is why I don't do options, because the volatility, right? And you never know. And even an amazing earnings result still went down. So a few of the guys that also had calls, they sold it. They got rid of them right away. They lost like maybe $100, a couple $100, sold it. I didn't. I wasn't smart enough to do that because I wasn't looking at it that way. I was like, I still got 3 days, 4 days. This thing doesn't expire till Friday. Why would I sell them? Right? I mean, they're already basically almost worthless. Why would I sell them now? Lose another $50, $100, whatever it was. I'm just going to stay in the game. And sure enough, you look at what happened the rest of the day. And this thing literally spent the rest of the day on an upward trend all the way to $31.98. And this $31.98 pumped me to $2.33. $2.33 was about $190 in profit. And I waited to see if it was going to go higher than $2.33, and then it dropped back down to $170 something. Okay? Back out of profit, back in red by like $40, 50, $20, I don't know what it was. And I was like, oh, here we go again with these options. Anyway, it came back, and right in this candle here, exactly in this candle here, I got out at $2.24, and I made $163.81. And I'm going to tell you what a blessing, right? Because you're looking at these calls down almost $700, thinking, wow, I just gave away $700 for something that I don't even 100% know exactly what I'm doing with it. Just, trading with who's kind of instructing me how to trade these options. Well, 163.81, took profit, very happy, very blessed. So wanted to share that with you. It's a home run. I had told everyone in the Discord that it was going to be a very sad video tonight because I was going to be sharing my options trading journey and about what a fail I was today. Instead, by the end of the day, they were literally, throwing, high fives and cheering for the fact that I made profit. And there's a few other Discord members still in it because they got more days to go. That's not my thing. That's not my thing to stay in them. And so I wanted to share that with you real quick. It was one thing I have learned is options are very tricky. And I don't recommend buying 0 DTE options. I mean, you can make a lot of money in 0 DTE. Maybe Friday in the power hour, S&P 500 is cranking, and you can buy a 0 DTE S&P 500, option for 5 cents, for 20 cents, for whatever. Then yeah, jump on it. What are you going to lose? A couple bucks if jump on it, set a stop loss, take profit, get in, jump in, get out. But I don't like 0 DTE for anything else. I usually buy no shorter than 2 weeks in time because I want to know I've got enough time for it. And I also like to buy longer dated ones. So like I have a lot of calls right now that are January 26 and January 27, like Lyft. Yes, I got that from Chris Sane. Waiting to see how those pay out. My January 26 are not doing very well right now, but I'm keeping an eye on those. My January 27s are doing very well. So just kind of monitoring those to see when it's time to sell. But home run, SoFi. Just wanted to share that with you with my AJDT family right here. All right, what am I looking at tomorrow? So a few things I want to share with you. First one I'm looking at, and let me see if I can do this. See if it happens. Nope, doesn't work there. Got to go back. Stand by. Custom. Okay. Sabre. Okay, now this is probably nothing you've ever heard of before. But Sabre Corp it doesn't matter what the company does, right? I'm going to share a setup with you that I think can be incredibly valuable. And I want you to put it on your watch list and get it on your radar. All right. So obviously this is all my nonsense and my noise and my charting. We're going to go to the week. I lied. We're going to go to the daily. All right. And I'm going to pull this up a little bit. So I want to make it a little bit wider. Okay. Now this is kind of a penny play. This is a cheapie stock. All right. Not very expensive right now. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because This stock, Sabre, you can see here, okay, is not a brand new stock. So just, I don't want you to think it's brand new. It's got a lot of way up here. Hello. All right. Way up here. Right. Look at this. $4.63. Okay. So it's got a lot of room to go. And that's why I want you to see this, because what I'm looking at personally and am going to wait a little bit on taking a position. But it had a horrible gap. So we have this monster gap to fill right here. All right. And with that gap, we're in a channel right now. And you could say these channels, these two lines could be a resistance and a support level. And it was living in this channel until this breakout. Now, here's what's happening now. This green box right here is what I call the load zone. This is where when I am following a stock, will buy. This is anywhere in here, I'll take a position on it. If I can get it to stop and hold in here, all right, and push back up, I'm taking a position. Right now, you see what's happening is you're consolidating. It's almost like a cup and handle type of thing. This flag is consolidating, and it's respecting this resistance level. And what we needed to do is we needed to get down towards the load zone, because I believe once it gets down towards the load zone in here, if it can break through this level right here, it's going to run. We're going to be looking at this thing shooting. And remember, it's got to fill this gap right here. Okay, bottom of this is $3. $2.81, $2.82. Bottom of this is $2.82. So you've got from basically right now 207 is where it sits to 282. And if we can break through this thing, we're going to run to 282. So put it on your radar. Take a screenshot of this if you want. Snap a shot of it. Chart it for yourself and keep an eye and see what it's doing in this consolidation. And when it's ready to break, when it breaks through here, and I'm not talking about wicking up. It's got to break through like this broke through here. It's got to break through. You got to see a good breakthrough. Then it's time for that bad boy to run. So consider that. Okay, Sabre. Now I want to talk to you about one that people were going nuts about today. NVIDIA. Had the conference. NVIDIA calling out partnerships, new partnerships left and right with all kinds of companies today. Money flying like nuts. NVIDIA at a high today of 203.15. I mean, amazing run for NVIDIA. This is the daily, so look at this amazing thing, right? All-time high for NVIDIA, 203.15. And it's not done. See, here's the thing. There's not a lot here, okay, to cause you to think that this won't keep going. You got a nice trend going, all right? Even if it pulls down, right, comes up, pulls down, goes up, pulls down, goes up. It's probably going to pull down a little bit, and it's going to keep going. This thing's going to hit $300. Now, I don't know when. This is not like, hey, tomorrow, this week. This would be a longer hold for you. Or if you're an options trader, then this would be, long-dated leaps for NVIDIA. And I don't know when, but I'm just telling you, based on my analysis, we're going to hit and we're going to see $300 on NVIDIA. Okay? So just keep that in mind. I've got it charted here on my Fibonacci all the way to 519. So we'll see what happens. But NVIDIA did unbelievable today. I mean, look at this run today. Incredible. And it's still pumping in the 24-hour market. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Here's the last one I want to share with you all tonight. NVTS. You know this one well. Let me tell you why I'm sharing NVTS with you. And let's see if I can get this. There we go. All right. NVTS is one of those stocks that not too long ago, okay, $1.52. $1.52 low, not too long ago. And then it had amazing news, all kinds of things driving it as catalysts, pushing this thing to the max. And yes, people were going nuts because we got to a high of $17.99. Well, guess what? We hit $17.99, and now it's on this downward trend coming down. Okay? So, here's what I'm going to share with you. Based on my charting and what I'm showing you on my screen, here's the load zone. Okay? The green box is the load zone. So, if you put it on your watch list, you want to see this come down. Once it gets here in this green box, and it comes back level here, it's going to turn. My opinion, not financial advice, my opinion. It's going to turn, and it's going to start running back towards the moon. And if it breaks 1779, the top all-time high, if it breaks it, it's going to run. So NVTS. Now, if you're super brave, then you can do what I do and go to NVTX. And NVTX is that 2X, because I love the 2Xs. It's pretty expensive, right? Sitting at, let's see, what's it sitting at today? 101.58. But again, same idea, okay? How much could it run in one day? So for example, let's say the top of this here, let's say, what is this, 109.70 down to 93. So we're doing it in the reverse, but basically you're talking $16 per share in a day, right? And we're not there yet, okay? We're not there yet. You could day trade this one too. Looks got a nice up that day, came back, pulled down, nice up that day, came back, you know, pulled down, little up, down, then up. It could be a good day trade. I was day trading for a while, and then I kind of walked away from it when it hit $17. But it's on its way back. And pretty much, I believe, and so do some other individuals that I trade with normally, NVTS will hit probably that $8 to $9 range. It's at $12.61 right now, or 12, what's it at, $13.10, hit $12.61, at the market, end of market day. But I believe it's going to get back down to somewhere around $8-9, and that will be, and what I have on there, the load zone. Okay, pretty much here, $8.16 to about $9.80. So somewhere in there is the load zone. Anyway, hope you love my hotel. This beautiful background I've got. Sorry about that. Again, if this is your first time here, thank you for being here. Hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. And if you want to be part of the AJDT Discord, spots are limited and filling up. So please make sure you go down, hit the join button, join the elite group, which gives you access to the Discord. All you have to do is join the elite group. Send me an email, which is in the description below, averagejoedaytrader01, one word, @gmail.com. Let me know that you joined the elite group. Tell me what your Discord name is going to be and a little bit about yourself in the email so I know who you are. And then I will send you your personal one-time login link that gives you access directly to our Discord, and you don't want to miss it. We're having a lot of fun. We've had several new members come in, and one member that came in today, Ronnie, Cannonball, so far, nice guy, from just some of the small communication we've had, asking some good questions, wants to learn. That's why he's there. Basically tells us that he today was in the red and finally today got back into the green on, a play he was in. Well, of course, it's because you joined the Discord. Hello. So I told him that's why. And so anyway, if you're interested in joining the Discord, basically less than, 1 cup of fancy coffee a month, you can be in this Discord. And I know other Discords are charging $50, $100, $1,000 per month, which is crazy. But you can get into this Discord, reserve your spot now, less than $10 a month, and we'll have you in there with us, and we can start building this community together. And that's it. I thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching this video. Looking forward to tomorrow to see what we see and what's going on. And that's all I've got. So God bless you. See you tomorrow. Josh out. Peace.